I'm Cliff, and this is my garage. Today we're going to answer that age-old question, how the heck do you get this thing off of here? Hey, welcome back to the garage. And if this is your first time joining me, thanks for dropping by. I was getting ready to remove these pieces in order to install a new front splitter from LN Engineering when I realized that, these things are a little hard to figure out how to remove them. And so I thought I'd throw together a quick video to show you how. Porsche refers to these in a couple of different ways. Some parts of the literature and service manuals call them front spoilers. Other parts call them protect strips, and because they do both things. You can see here there's this kind of a spoilery sort of shape a little bit, and also they're designed to protect the front of the car from rubbing on the ground, something like a steep driveway. In fact, this one has a pretty good gouge here in the bottom from hitting something at some point. Looks like concrete. Well, it looks like it hit concrete. It doesn't look like concrete. It's not real obvious how this thing comes off. So let's lift the car up, swing the camera around underneath, and I'll show you how. It's really simple. Okay, I think you can see clearly here now why this is called a protect strip or a rub strip. Took a pretty good shot from some concrete along the way here, probably someone's driveway. Anyhow, the key to removing this thing is these three clips in here. And these are what I call expanding barrel clips. I don't know what the official name is, but they look like this. And there's like four leaves that squeeze together and go up through the hole. Then there's this pin on the back. And when you push the pin in, it makes these leaves expand out like a flower and hold the piece in place. So to break them loose, what we have to do is push that pin up through there and get it out of the way so that the leaves can come back together and slide out. And I just use a nail set. This is a very old nail set, as you can see. But anything like this that has a narrow tip with a flat end on it so that it can push the pin up without digging into it and making it mushroom out. Just line it up on that center little pin and shove it up through there, and repeat that on the others. Now that we've got the pins out of the way, we need to take and pry these connectors or these clips out from the hole. And you can use a screwdriver. It gets a little clumsy. I like using this tool here that I got as part of an automotive trim removal kit, and I'll give you a link to the one that I use. It comes in handy so many times. We just take and wiggle this in here, get it on either side of the clip. Sometimes these are kind of small, so it's tough to get there. Sometimes it's a little tough to get both sides under there, but once you do, just pry and it pops right out. Now you got to go track it down, finding the clip on the floor, and also the pin that usually ends up bouncing in a completely different direction. Now, if you can't find the pin, what happens a lot of times is that when you push it up through there, the pin actually falls completely out, and it's actually laying here inside of the spoiler. And so when you're pulling it off, it'll fall out on the floor and bounce God knows where. So it's not a bad idea to have one of those connector kits that has all sorts of these kind of connectors in them. I've got one that I use here in the shop a lot. I'll give you a link to that one too. That also helps putting your thumb on it, keep it from flying. The pin still went flying anyways. Now to get this thing off of here, we need to pry it off. And there's a series of like little tabs, I guess you'd call them, along the edge there. And the way I prefer to do it is to use this little tool here, which comes out of the same trim removal kit that I was talking about earlier. You just work it up under here and just pry. And it comes right off. And those are the little tabs that I was talking about. As usual, once you know what to do, it's a pretty simple job. Now, before you go, I need your help in growing this channel. And there's a nice set of shiny buttons down there that you know you want to go click on. One of them is the thumbs up button. That gives a like to this video, lets YouTube know that you enjoyed the content, and that way it'll recommend it to more people. If you're not one of my almost 4,000 subscribers, go down there, find that big red subscribe button and give it a click. That way, YouTube knows you're interested in the channel as a whole. I'd really, really like to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. And finally, if you want to keep up with everything I'm doing here in the garage, including all the mods on Project 987.2 and other things going on in the garage, go down there and click on that bell icon. That turns on notifications just for this channel, and that way YouTube will let you know every time that I post something new from here in Cliff's Garage. I'll see you next time. Like so many, as with most, how come I can't talk?